Hello everyone. Here we have the subwoofers from the Nakamichi Shockwave surround sound, the Ultra 9.2.4 eARC. This one comes with dual downward firing 10-inch subwoofers, and they hit pretty hard. I'll tell you that right now. But if you're considering buying the surround sound, this video is for the subwoofers. All right. The subwoofers are good. They're great. They hit hard, but they hit wrong. They're optimized for movies, not music. So if this is your first surround sound, this will blow you away. This is a nice setup. The subwoofers are very nice. These are newer ones, so you can see their corners around it instead of squared. But they hit wrong. And what I mean is, it's more like a punch, like a boxer. Imagine a boxer and he throws a quick jab. That's what these are. These are like a quick jab. It's a hard jab, but it's a quick jab. They do hit low frequencies, but they don't stay down there. It's like a dip. Instead of it hitting the low frequency and riding it and staying there, it comes back up like that, so fast. They just won't keep a continuous, like, They don't do that. Not even with the movies. It's weird. Not exactly sure how to explain it, but it has something to do with the way it exchanges frequencies with the other speakers. So there's like a low and high frequency exchange off going on there, and it's tuned all wrong. It should drop down to the low frequencies and hit that whatever note it is from music or from movies, but it doesn't. You can hear it bounce right back. It's just so hard to explain. If you understand the way sound wave and frequencies work, then you'll kind of understand what I'm trying to put together. So you got your speaker that's limited to how low of a frequency it can drop, and that's where the subwoofers come in. However, it's not a smooth transition. When the bass hits where the speaker can't handle it and the sub takes over, it's noticeable. It's not subtle at all. I don't know why they do that. The subwoofers are very powerful. They're rated at 300 each, 600 watts for the two subwoofers. Now, I don't know if that 300 each is 300 RMS each or 300 peak each. However, I would guess that they're about 300 RMS. If you have this stereo, or if you get the stereo, I recommend you watch the new King Kong Godzilla with the mini Kongs, where it comes across all the other Kongs in the hollow earth. That movie in Dolby Atmos is just wow. The house shakes. It's impressive. When you're watching movies, the subwoofers are impressive. Me, the speaker geek, because I have maybe 7 subwoofers in the garage. Also have an 18-inch subwoofer, a 15-inch subwoofer for DJ equipment. Also have other surround sounds, so I know subwoofers and music. And these are impressive. So if you're not a speaker geek like me, you're not going to notice that weird transition of where the subwoofers take over the low frequencies. But if you live in an apartment, this stereo is too much. If you live in an apartment, do not buy this stereo. The bass increases and decreases from 0 to 10, not negative 10 to positive 10 like other stereos. So this one, it stops at 0. So there's always that tiny little bit of bass there that you can't get rid of. And there's 2 of them. Not for apartments. This is loud enough to upset your neighbors if you live in a house. This stereo is designed for a very large room. Very large room. Way bigger than the room that I have them currently set up in, because my living room is not that big. But I have them on opposite sides of the rooms. So they're about maybe 16, 18 feet apart. And it evenly hits bass around the house. I like the way it sounds. If you do the setup that's in the book or the recommended that you see on Amazon or in the instructions, that's a weird setup. That is not a realistic setup for anyone's living room. If you were to set up your stereo how the booklet or Amazon recommends, your wife is going to be mad at you because it's not realistic. If you have children or dogs, I have dogs and cats, no kids, it's just not realistic. You need to set it up like a regular surround sound and you'll be happy. These are wireless. No issues there. There's a blue light that will flash right there when it's on standby. They pair automatically, but it does have the pairing button for you to manually pair it. So far, they've paired automatically every time. Even if I unplug them right now, like right now, this one is unplugged, so I can pull it over here. They automatically pair. Sometimes I'll get Wi-Fi interference like people have mentioned, sometimes, but usually it figures itself out within an hour or 2. I've never had to go in the menu and change the settings like you can do. You can switch the Wi-Fi settings so it doesn't interfere with your home Wi-Fi. I've never had to do that. It's automatic. This is the newest one, updated one, so this one automatically has figured itself out without me hitting any extra buttons, which is cool. The Wi-Fi interference is kind of annoying. It cuts out the surround speakers. That's what happens when the Wi-Fi interferes. It'll cut out the subwoofer and the surround speakers because the surrounds are connected to the subwoofers. The cables you get are very long, very, very, very long. It took me longer to untangle the cables than to set this whole thing up. This is plug and play. No matter what someone may say, this is not a plug. Yes, it is. It is plug and play. If I didn't have to untangle the wires, I could have set this up in less than 30 minutes, no problem. Especially with it being the newest one. And it automatically synced itself, which is cool. All right, so the music part about these. Because they don't hit the bass and stay down there, it doesn't ride that bass wave, it comes back up immediately. It sounds so awkward when you listen to music. These are powerful subwoofers, but when you listen to music, they sound weak. They sound weird. It just doesn't sound right. And there's no Bluetooth. So I have connected my iPhone through auxiliary. There is an auxiliary port in the soundbar. But just like other stereos or sound bars, when you connect your phone to it, it usually drops the volume. So the volume is automatically lower. I don't know why companies do this with their stereos. I hate that. Why can't it be the same volume from when I'm watching movies? Why does it have to be quieter just because I want to play music from my phone? Or stream music from my phone with Apple Music? I don't understand it. So I do not recommend these if you want to listen to music. And I do not recommend them if you live in an apartment. These are designed for a very large room. The wires definitely show you that when you untangle them. And the sound bar is just so loud. The sound bar is so loud, and the sound bar increases of increments of 2 instead of 1. It goes from 0 increments of 2 all the way up to 100. Anything past 30 is too loud for me. And anything past maybe 20, 22 is too loud for my couch position. So this would be perfect for if you have a large basement, or you have a home theater room where you have a lot of space where you can back the couches up. That's what you want. This is for a room where you can back the couches up, because the sound projects and it sounds amazing. I am officially mentally over the way these subwoofers behave. It's so weird and awkward. I'm over it. I don't even notice it anymore unless music on a commercial comes on. So like music that plays through the TV, like if you go to the music channels, those will play loud. Or any music that comes through your video games or YouTube, that's loud. And you'll still, that's when I notice it. Like there's some commercials that just have a ton of bass. And that's when I notice it, and it's like, oh, there it is. And YouTube. These subwoofers are awesome. So when I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm sure you guys could hear my dog in the back. She's outside on the porch, my pit bull. When I'm watching YouTube videos, when people are recording their YouTube videos in their home, if one of their neighbors has a truck with an exhaust or a car with an exhaust, you can hear it rumbling through the speakers and subwoofers of the stereo. I can hear it and my dogs can hear it. When if there's a YouTube video on and they're recording and their neighbor or something has some kind of loud that sounds like a vehicle, because my dogs react to vehicles because we live on the farm outside the city. So any vehicles at all, my dogs go crazy. And that's what happens when I'm watching YouTube with the stereo. The subtle vibrations that would come from an exhaust in a video, it sounds like there's a truck pulling up outside. It really does. It's confused me a few times. It took me a little while to figure it out, that it was the subwoofers and the speakers, and no one is outside. My dogs are just being crazy. But they're not too crazy because I heard it too. But yeah, this is a great stereo. I tried to get it Black Friday of 2024. I missed that window. And so Cyber Monday came and it was still on sale. So I paid $1,200 for this 9.2.4 eARC. I think regular price is like $1,800 or something like that. Or $1,600, $1,700, somewhere in there. But I paid $1,200 on Cyber Monday 2024. This was our Christmas gift. My last surround sound crapped out. It was a Rockville. Stay away from Rockville's home audio. Their DJ equipment's good, but their home audio crap. Their home audio equipment is crap. Very powerful. 1,300 watts, the upgraded version. If you catch this one on sale on Amazon, definitely get it. But not if you live in an apartment. I'm telling you, because the subwoofers cannot drop to -10, your neighbors are gonna hate you in an apartment. I live on a farm, so I blast music across the farm for me to listen to when I'm outside working. No neighbors, no one to complain about noise. No big deal. And there's the logo, which is kind of rose gold. That's why it looks kind of weird. It doesn't look silver or gold. It has that weird hue to it. That's how you know it's rose gold. That's how rose gold looks on camera. It's not yellow. It just looks a little awkward.